And she is living in La La Land. Look, I couldn't even watch all of this interview. This was nauseating.
One of the most horrifically awful things to get through that I've ever done. It was terrible. I was just praying.
But to the world, it's just, what has she been doing? Does she work? As opposed to, oh my gosh, I work so hard and I appreciate what.
Duchess of Sussex in her first ever podcast interview.
It's happening. It's not about the grandeur of a gesture. It's about, I see you.
Netflix bet their streaming kingdom on Meghan Markle becoming the next Martha Stewart, a lifestyle queen who could elevate everything from pretzels to jam jars. What they got instead was a furious royal, a crew in revolt, and a global meme storm that's still trending. This isn't just another celebrity flop, it's the $100 million mistake that has Netflix executives scrambling for cover and Meghan allegedly screaming at the CEO.
Contrast all of that with the way she talks about H and their relationship. Here is it. Is it 46 or 47, Lauren? You choose. Go for it. 47.
Are you in love now more than ever? More than you've ever been?
Yeah, I mean, you have to imagine at the beginning, everyone has like butterflies and then we immediately went into the trenches together.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate, like 6 months into dating. So now 7 years later, when you have a little bit of breathing space, you can just enjoy each other in a new way. And that's why I feel like it's more of a honeymoon period for us now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be married forever?
Yes.
I have a letter.
He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
Weird. I love that your eyes are sparkling right now.
Oh.
Oh my God. Dan, I threw up in my mouth.
Yes. Yes.
Dan, when you do interviews on your show, do you do the Jamie Kern Lima reactions? Yes. Oh my God, there's something wrong with her. What? Wow, who communicates like that? She's the only thing saving Meghan Markle, because between the two, she's even weirder. But Meghan Markle, this is a tell. Okay, this is a tell. It's the same way on Valentine's Day. You see people post like, my rock, my life partner, the person who saved me. Guaranteed that guy is cheating on her and she knows it. Like, nobody does those over the top, like crazy, right? It's like maybe here or there, but like this is how she always tries to sound in talking. Like, and he's a fox. And like, there's something wrong. That seems obvious.
She's underestimated in terms of her cultural influence. Ted Serandos once gushed about his royal investment. Now those words are haunting Netflix boardrooms as viewership tanks and critics call her show queasy and exhausting.
Over it. She's not important. She married for money. It's very clear. She bagged the elephant. She was thrilled. She became a, quote, princess.
Well, you can...
It was planned from the beginning. She denied.
From Hollywood backrooms to Royal Whisper networks, Meghan's spectacular fall from grace is being watched with barely concealed glee by the very people she tried to outshine. Palace insiders relieved, critics vindicated, fans in denial. And the most shocking part? The Duchess still thinks she's winning, even as her carefully curated empire crumbles around her designer kitchen. Stick around, because what you're about to witness isn't just a PR disaster or a canceled cooking show. It's the complete unraveling of Meghan Markle's Hollywood dream and the meltdown that might end her career for good. With love, Meghan? More like with lawsuits, meltdowns, and pretzels in jars. Let's get into it. Before the crash came the illusion. Netflix's $100 million deal was pitched as a cultural reset, a chance to make Meghan the face of a new kind of lifestyle media. But after the Harry and Meghan Polo docuseries flopped, executives pivoted hard.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they just signed a multi-year production deal. But it doesn't mean Meghan Markle is back to acting, although she could appear on camera for some projects along with Prince Harry.
This wouldn't be a power couple project anymore. This would be Meghan, solo, curated, controlled. The teasers look like something straight out of a Williams-Sonoma fever dream. An authentic Montecito kitchen, hand-picked produce, and Meghan glowing in a beige apron.
Let's make a show.
Only problem? That wasn't her kitchen. Industry insiders leaked that the location was a rented set, a prop kitchen. While Meghan's real Montecito home features 2 islands, one weathered wood, one marble, and copper pots hanging from the ceiling. The Netflix set was a neighbor's property styled to look like her personal space. Her team officially blamed the devastating Los Angeles wildfires for the January to March filming delay. I'm thankful to my partners at Netflix for supporting me in delaying the launch, as we focus on the needs of those impacted by the wildfires in my home state of California, Meghan told the press. But off record, Netflix insiders said the holdup was creative warfare. Meghan allegedly clashed with producers, rejecting their vision and demanding final say on every flower vase and font size. One executive was quoted as saying she wanted Martha Stewart, but on her terms, and with none of the warmth. PR expert Maya Riaz spun the delay positively. This brief postponement is unlikely to diminish audience interest. In fact, it may build anticipation. But behind the scenes, tension was building. Even her personal Instagram, hugging staff, talking about soulful authenticity, was, according to former employees, 100% manufactured. Staff called it reality theater, staged shots, scripted interactions, and a version of Meghan that looked nothing like the woman behind the scenes. She made us rehearse greetings like spontaneous laughter. It was for the camera, not for us.
Not in the pursuit of perfection.
Woke us all up.
We're in the pursuit of joy. Love is in the...
My garden. Well, it's not my garden, it's a set actually, but welcome to my set.
All of it was part of the pre-release fantasy, that Meghan had reinvented herself, that she was no longer the exiled duchess, but the queen of cozy California chic. The truth? This wasn't a reinvention. It was camouflage, and behind the scenes, the cracks were already starting to show. By February 7th, just weeks before the rescheduled premiere, Radar Online reported that early viewers were already panning the show as a nonsense bit of rubbish and an ego trip for her with no substance. Even more telling, Prince Harry was barely glimpsed and barely mentioned in the series, yet another sign that Netflix was repositioning its $100 million investment. As of the March 4th premiere date approached, the hype machine was in overdrive, but the question remained, would viewers buy what Meghan was selling? Or would they see through the carefully constructed facade? The critics were about to weigh in, and they wouldn't hold back.
I don't understand why they thought that producing what could only be described as a rom-com trailer. I truly, when I watched this, I tweeted, I thought it was going to end and say, starring Drew Barrymore and Julia Roberts in whatever two. You know, what is this? It's giving rom-com vibes. The music in the background. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe? What is that? This is just, even when she was giving us reality, she couldn't give us reality. So I just wanted to say that if you don't like her, it's not your fault. It's because she's extremely unlikable. Okay, she has the non-it factor. It's amazing. She's actually...
The stage was set for a streaming sensation. Netflix threw its full weight behind Meghan Markle's new show. Front page banners, a global promo blitz, and top 10 placement in 47 countries within the first 48 hours. This was supposed to be the moment Meghan Markle redefined herself, not as a duchess in exile, but as a lifestyle queen for the streaming age. But there was just one problem. The audience wasn't buying it. Within days, the numbers started to turn. Dislikes quietly began to outpace likes. Viewer comments, once cautiously optimistic, turned vicious and sarcastic. The internet's verdict was swift and brutal. An exercise in narcissism. Queasy and exhausting, declared the Daily Telegraph. Headlines mocked the show's premise. One simply read, Netflix cooked. We didn't eat. Critics weren't just bored, they were offended. The Rotten Tomatoes score plummeted from a hopeful 80% to a dismal 33%. Even Meghan's previous Netflix outing, the Harry and Meghan docuseries, had managed a 45% critic score. This time the numbers were worse, and the reviews were sharper.
This is our family name, our little family name.
I think she's a bit confused. The family name is Mountbatten Windsor. Sussex is the title, which is actually quite interesting from somebody who isn't prepared to set foot in the UK.
Chef Jameson Stocks, never one to mince words, took direct aim. I don't think she can cook. At all. It was painful. Stocks even claimed Netflix sent him a legal warning after he publicly criticized Meghan's cooking abilities. But he didn't back down. As the reviews rolled in, the internet did what it does best. Memes. TikTok exploded, elevating pretzels to art, became an instant viral catchphrase, mocking Meghan's overly serious tone and her attempts to transform the mundane into something profound. One viral stitch showed a user holding a gas station hot dog whispering, "I too am healing through cuisine." Her raw and real aesthetic vintage pans, pensive stares, and carefully curated kitchen chaos became internet punchlines. Comments piled up. "This is Goop meets parody. She really thought she ate. The delusion is gourmet."
So contrived, and if she's trying to play against type and trying to get people to be ingratiated towards her, it's really not working. I mean, maybe I'm the wrong subject group or the wrong control group for this, but I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
And just like that, what began as a prestige project turned into an internet punchline. News headlines and YouTube thumbnails flashed across screens. Train wreck, unwatchable. Why are we funding this? The show's attempt at authenticity only made the backlash sharper. For Netflix, it was fast becoming a public embarrassment. For Meghan, it was something worse, a reputational nosedive, broadcast in high definition. But this wasn't just trolling, this was a warning shot to every celebrity banking on brand over substance. Meghan's $100 million gamble was unraveling in real time, and just when it seemed like the storm couldn't get any worse, the private meltdowns started going public.
That the conversation about unaliving herself happened that morning, whereupon it was left for the entire day, where apparently nothing really happened.
Too, wiping tears from her eyes.
Why did you want to make this documentary?
The backlash wasn't just public, it was personal. Behind the scenes, tensions boiled over, and the carefully curated image of Meghan Markle as California's serene lifestyle guru shattered. It started with leaked audio, a secret recording from the With Love Meghan set. In the clip, Meghan's voice rises, sharp and frustrated. "This isn't what we agreed to. Do it again, and get it right this time." Crew members later described her as volatile, with one source claiming she berated camera operators for failing to capture her best angles, and dismissed their technical challenges as excuses. Then came the plagiarism bombshell. Pamela Anderson's team accused Meghan of copying her show, Cooking with Love, from the plant-based recipes to the cozy kitchen aesthetic.
Breaking right now. Copycat Meghan Markle is facing another humiliation after it emerged that she has ripped off Pamela Anderson's cooking series in plain sight.
Side-by-side comparisons flooded social media. Meghan's healing through jam making versus Pamela's stripped-down, no-makeup cooking sessions. Anderson's co-creator, Jesse Fawcett, threw shade. Imitation is flattery, but originality is king.
I believe she's been so revolting to actually do this to Pamela Anderson, someone who is very high profile in Hollywood, has reinvented herself and actually came up with an original idea.
Yeah, it's growing worse and worse, isn't it?
Yes,
like
it
some
is.
sort of weed that grows up the wall because she's getting more and more dangerous.
Through it all, Netflix CEO Ted Serandos doubled down, calling Meghan underestimated and praising her cultural influence.
Oh, what's happened is the similarities are coincidental rather than deliberate. Watch this space. Well, she has messed about, hasn't she? It's obvious that she's stolen it.
But even his defense felt half-hearted. We're passive partners in her ventures. It's a discovery model. Translation, Netflix had bet $100 million on a star who is now more liability than asset. The cracks were widening. Insiders leaked that Netflix was quietly editing Season 2 based on criticism, while Meghan's team scrambled to rebrand her American Riviera Orchard Jam line. But the damage was done. The woman who'd once sold out Hermes blankets with a single trailer was now synonymous with memes, meltdowns, and microwave popcorn recipes. But Netflix wasn't the only one retreating. As Meghan's empire crumbled, the royal family saw an opening, and they weren't about to miss it. Palace insiders leaked their true feelings. Meghan's jam sales tank, and the Sussexes' $100 million dream becomes a cautionary tale.
It's super liquidy. Like, look at this. This is going to be a messy eat. No. I can't.
The cracks in Meghan's relatable facade weren't just public, they ran deep behind the scenes. Former staffers who worked on With Love Meghan have come forward with explosive claims, painting a picture of a toxic work environment that clashed violently with Meghan's curated girl boss image. One ex-employee told Vanity Fair that Meghan oscillated between warm and welcoming and coldly dismissive, depending on whether her exacting standards were met. She'd throw someone to the wolves if a single detail was off, the source claimed, referencing a heated argument over the show's promotional materials. Another alleged Meghan reduced crew members to tears during a meltdown over camera angles, screaming, "This isn't what we agreed to."
And she's a bully. I mean, the reports were uniformly from inside the castle that all the young women in particular who worked for her quit in tears. She so wore them down.
But it wasn't just outbursts. Staffers accused Meghan of micromanaging to an extreme, obsessing over font choices for jam labels, demanding last-minute script rewrites, and insisting on reshoots because the lighting washed her out. One crew member likened her leadership style to a dictator in Louboutin's, while another compared her to a Mean Girls protagonist. She'd ill you with a smile, then ice you out if you questioned her. Just when the Netflix saga seemed to have exhausted every possible headline, a new legal storm erupted. This time, not over content or ratings, but a bath salt recipe. The headlines were brutal. Meghan Markle faces $10 million lawsuit over Netflix bath salts. What started as a cozy healing moment in With Love Meghan turned into a courtroom drama that no PR team could spin away.
That when she was talking about the bath salts, and experts were saying that, well, this might be literally a recipe for disaster, I said that she might be in some serious legal trouble.
The story broke when Robin Patrick, a viewer from the UK, claimed she suffered severe burns and post-traumatic stress after following Meghan's homemade bath salt recipe exactly as shown in the Netflix series. The details were graphic: tingling, burning, ulcers, and 18 raw burns that still hadn't healed. Photos circulated online, but most outlets refused to show them. They were that disturbing.
Where Robin Patrick is threatening to sue Meghan Markle, Netflix, and Archwell Productions for $10 million, claiming that she suffered severe burns using a homemade bath salt recipe that she found on Meghan's Netflix show With Love, Meghan.
Patrick's legal team sent letters to Meghan, Netflix, and Archwell Productions, demanding £10 million in damages and compensation for medical bills. The claim, Meghan, by demonstrating and promoting the recipe on a global platform, owed viewers a duty of care, a responsibility to warn them about possible risks, allergies, or adverse reactions. But here's where the legal drama gets sticky. Courts are notoriously slow to impose a duty of care on TV hosts or celebrities. There's no direct relationship between Meghan and her viewers, and unless a presenter encourages dangerous behavior or gives definitive unsafe instructions, liability is hard to prove. Meghan's lawyers quickly responded that there was no special duty here, no more than any other cooking or lifestyle show. Still, the case wasn't so simple. If Patrick's lawyers could prove Meghan's instructions were dangerously specific, or that the recipe was posted online without proper disclaimers, the court might see things differently. In the U.S., where punitive damages are sky high, these cases can get expensive fast. In the UK, however, damages are harder to win, and the burden of proof is higher. The legal analysts went viral. Commentators pointed out that even if a breach of duty was established, Patrick would still have to prove causation, that following Meghan's recipe and nothing else directly caused her injuries. Any deviation, pre-existing skin condition, or failure to seek medical advice could break the chain and sink the case. Meanwhile, Meghan's team quietly scrubbed the recipe from official channels and issued vague statements about consulting your physician before trying any new wellness routine. Netflix, for its part, distanced itself, reminding viewers that all recipes are for entertainment purposes only. But the damage was done. The lawsuit became a meme, with critics dubbing it Bath Saltgate, the late-night host joking that Meghan had finally found a way to make her show go viral, just not the way she wanted. For Meghan, it was another reputational blow, one that highlighted the risks of turning every moment into branded content. For Netflix, it was a reminder that even the most innocuous-seeming lifestyle can turn into a legal minefield. And for viewers, it was proof that in the world of celebrity wellness, sometimes the only thing more dangerous than a bad recipe is believing the hype. As the dust settles on Meghan Markle's Netflix disaster, the true fallout is only just beginning. What was once hyped as a $100 million lifestyle revolution has become a cautionary tale, not just for streaming giants, but for celebrity brands everywhere.
25, and given that the series With Love Meghan recently dropped on Netflix and it's already backfiring on many of the studio higher-ups over at Netflix, like the board of directors, the executives, even CEO Greg Peters, who tried to warn them ahead of time months and months ago about how...
The numbers tell the story. With Love Meghan sits at a dismal 33% critic score and an even lower 20% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Reviews have been brutal, with The Independent calling the show queasy and exhausting, and Vulture slamming it as new frontiers in unrelatability. Even Netflix executives once bullish on Meghan's star power are now reportedly spooked by the overwhelmingly negative reaction. According to insiders, the streamer is worried not just about the show's performance, but about the long-term damage to their $100 million deal and Meghan's own marketability.
It's a flop. Whatever Netflix or Meghan and everybody and Ted want to go on and say she could flog anything, what's clearly obvious is Meghan Markle couldn't sell really anything. There's been an initial flurry of excitement for the jams, but then they kind of fallen off a cliff.
But the real damage isn't just in the reviews or the memes, it's in the brand. Meghan's American Riviera Orchard jam line, once launched with influencer fanfare, has fizzled. There was an initial flurry of excitement, but sales dropped off a cliff. The so-called repurposable jam boxes, which were supposed to become collector's items, are languishing unsold on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. The cult following that every celebrity brand craves just never materialized. As one insider put it, she couldn't sell really anything. Behind the scenes, the scramble is on. Meghan is reportedly searching for a new CEO to rescue her brand, someone who can knock the company into shape after a string of failed launches and embarrassing headlines. Multiple candidates have already come and gone, with some left waiting in rooms adorned with screensavers bearing the phrase, "Nobody can take away the titles." It's a telling sign of the mindset inside Montecito, a brand built on royal prestige, now desperate for a business miracle.
The show, no matter what you did to the show, no matter how much editing you would have done, there's nothing that really could have saved the show to begin with, so it's pretty much a mood.
Meanwhile, the broader consumer base, the one Meghan needed to win over, has only grown more skeptical. Even those who were curious about her products have been turned off by the relentless negative press and the sense that the brand is, at its core, out of touch. As Neil Sean's sources put it, she is her ultimate underminer. The more Meghan tries to relaunch, rebrand, and reframe her public image, the more the public seems to recoil. Netflix, for its part, is left holding the bag. Executives are reportedly nervous about the viability of any future projects with Meghan, questioning whether hate watchers will ever translate into loyal customers. The streamer's commercial arm is watching closely, knowing that if Meghan's next product launch stumbles, it could spell the end of her Hollywood experiment for good. In the end, the aftermath of With Love Meghan is a lesson in the limits of celebrity branding. No amount of PR spin, influencer hype, or borrowed royal shine can save a project that fails to connect. As Meghan's empire teeters, the question isn't just whether she can bounce back, but whether anyone, Netflix included, is still willing to bet on her.